So I've got some game-changing news to break to you. So as of today, well, next week, March 2024, we have got now lenders that will work with Quiddity Capital, so our funding arm that will be able to help you buy multi-unit freehold blocks that you are able to buy with minimal amount of capital from yourself. And let me explain how that works. So imagine you find a block of flats, say 3 flats for £200,000, which is, I know people think, oh God, is that realistic? That is totally realistic, depending on where you're in the country. Absolutely. Even down in the south, we can find you blocks of flats, 3 flats for around 300,000. So it's not unrealistic. Stick to the numbers. So you find a block of 3 flats, 200,000, but you know that once you have bought it and you split the title, you create value out of them, those 3 flats disaggregated will be worth 300,000. So straight away there's a 100,000 margin that you can actually claw. Why can you make that? Is because the seller doesn't understand title splitting, doesn't understand the value that you can create by splitting and disaggregating the flats. So you take advantage of that. You buy it or you find the block at 200,000, but you know it's going to be worth 300,000. I've got lenders now that will work with all of the people who we teach at Quiddity Education about title splitting, how to actually find those and break them up, title split them, and refinance out. They will lend to these individuals, and they are already now looking at some of the ones that we've just been, people who have just been trained in February 24, to lend them 75% of the current split value, which is a £300,000. So that's basically, they look at it, they say, okay, yeah, we agree that these 3 flats, by the time you split them and you add value to them in the way that, as it says, you will actually be able to refinance out, or they will be worth right now 300,000. So we will lend you 75% of 300,000, which is 225,000, which means finding a block at 200,000 means that you'll get all of your funding, but clearly that's, you know, people, lenders want some skin in the game, so they will lend you up to 90% of that of purchase price. So they're not going to give you over what you've paid. So they will lend you 90% of what the value of the block is. So currently it's 200,000, so 90% will be 180,000. So really you can come in and buy the block that's worth 200,000 with £20,000 deposit. The lenders will lend you 180. So really, lots of questions come around, well, I don't have enough, or I've got £50,000, can I get into it? Well, this is how we have made a game-changing kind of financial product, really, with some financial institutions that will back students of mine, will be able to then find these blocks and actually create value out of this with minimal amount. On top of that, if people need development finance, they can also then, these lenders will actually fund 100% of your development finance as well. So let's say you walk in, you put 20 grand in to buy the 200,000, and then you need to spend 30,000. They will lend you the 30,000 to develop the flat. The flats are now worth 300,000 at the end. You then go to banks, 3 different banks, let's say, and you refinance away from this lender, and you get 225,000, which is 75% of the 300,000 across the 3 flats. You get 225. So you owed 180 plus 30,000, so that's 210. But you get 225 back out on a mortgage. So actually, if anything, you leave 0 money in. If anything, you're borrowing more money out. Then you rent those properties on long-term rents, and each on average property will yield you around £300 worth of net profit. That's £900 per month. You do that 2 or 3 times in 1 year, you go from 900 to 18 to 2,700 per month of passive income, rental income in the first year. So that's almost £3,000 in the first year by recycling your money in and out. And that's how I'm changing the game, really, when it comes to people wanting to invest in multi-unit freehold blocks and creating value out of it by title splitting them. Have a look at my website, the link is below, and actually you'll be able to see whether you are, whether this resonates with you, whether taking money back out every single time you buy something actually works for you, because quite frankly, it makes absolute sense to grow your portfolio that way. Otherwise, if you keep leaving money behind in every deal, you're going to run out of money.